Hey there, I'm Han.
And I'm Kat, and we're Bruising Reviews.
This, by the way, is my Ruby. She's pretty beautiful. She's just come to join us for a little while.
Yeah, it's not like we mind. She's just...
To be fair, she really enjoys being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So she's a bit of a...
The camera.
Yeah.
Attention seeker, aren't you?
Yes, I love you too, bubs.
Yeah.
I love you too, bubs. Well, we're going to do our May wrap-up, aren't we?
Yes. Yes. What books did you read this month, Ruby? There's one called Woof, and one called Chasing Cats, and...
Squirrels! Wookies! Oh no, Zaz! I'm sorry, bubs.
So, like we said before, we're going to be doing our May wrap-up. Ruby has decided that we're not that interesting.
Outside is more interesting.
Yeah. We're just going to take it in turns and...
go through the books that we've read.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with Scarlet, which was the first book that I read this month. It is book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles, and what can I say about this book? I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Cinder. Like, I really enjoyed Cinder. I just found this one a little bit too insta-lovey. Like, Scarlet and Wolf... I enjoyed Cinder's bits, and I enjoyed the end. Yeah, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because the rest of it did support it, and like, I just wasn't a huge fan of Scarlet and Wolf interactions.
So the first book I read this month was The Iron Traitor by Julie Kagawa, and it's the 6th book in the Iron Face series, and I really enjoyed it. I've really gotten into this whole series, and as it's gone on, the books have got progressively more better and more, you know, captivating, and it's been, you know, a story that I've really enjoyed reading, haven't wanted to put it down at all, and I've really enjoyed the characters and the world and, you know, the storyline and where it's going and everything, and I'm really excited to read the next one as well, which, you know, I like that book. I like that when I finish one, I want to read the next one straight away. So yeah, it's a really good one. I gave it 4 stars on, oh no, actually I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, actually 5 stars I gave it. Yeah, but it was a really, really good story. I really enjoyed it.
The next book I read this month was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I won't say too much about this because you're going to be reading this next month. I enjoyed this. I really liked the end more than the beginning. I felt that there were elements of it that were a tad superficial, and I wasn't a big fan of the love triangle because I just hate love triangles. But the more fantasy type elements and things like that, I really enjoyed those. So yeah, I gave this book, I think, 3 or 4? 3. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It would help if I could remember these things. And yeah, I really quite enjoyed it. I want to read the next one in the series quite soon. I can see a lot of potential in it, and I know a lot of people on BookTube really like it. So.
I'm still excited to read it.
Yeah, so. Like, there were bits of it that like I was like, oh yeah, I really like that, and it was enough to put aside what I didn't like about it. So yeah, it was really good.
So the second book I read this month was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I was very nervous about reading this one. After reading the back of it, I didn't know how I'd take to it, but I really enjoyed it. Like, after the first couple of chapters, it was one where I couldn't put it down. I stayed up so late finishing it because I really just enjoyed it. Like, the characters and just the whole storyline and the world, like, I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I think because I was so surprised that I loved it, I think that's why I really enjoyed it a lot more. Generally, again, can't wait for the next one. I'm so excited for it. So, but it was a brilliant book. I rated it 5 stars on Goodreads.
The next book I read in the month of May was called Disclaimer by Renee Knight. I picked this book up because something rather funny happened when I went through the shop, and I just thought, oh, I'll check out what this book is, as you do when you're walking through the book aisle. And on the cover it says, "Imagine if the next thriller you opened was all about you." And I thought, alright, I'll just read the back of it. When an intriguing novel appears on Catherine's bedside table, it's spelled exactly the same way as I spell my name. I don't know how many cats are spelled with a C. Well, cats, obviously, like meow. But you know, Catherine's don't tend to be spelled the same way as I spell my name. So there's no way that I couldn't pick up this book, and I'm so glad that I did. It's one of those where, I mean, it's written in a bit of a clunky way at times, but I just wanted to know how far this would go. You can tell from very early on that one of the characters is totally not with it, and he is going downhill very rapidly throughout the book, and you're like, oh, but what's he going to do next? And how's that going to play out? And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I don't give 5 stars very often, in case you were wondering.
You're very tiny. I'm one of them ones that will just chuck it out whenever.
Yeah, I'm like, 1 star, hate it. 4 star, I actually really enjoyed that book. But anyway, yeah, this was a really great book. If you're after like a bit of a psychological thriller and like memories from the past and stuff, then I would pick this book up. It's one that I really enjoyed.
Look, he's back! Ruby's come to join us for the rest of our video.
Yeah.
So, the third book I read this month was Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I've read this series before. I enjoyed it more the first time. The second, don't get me wrong, it's okay. It's a bit like, I feel like it's childish, like not childish, but do you know what I mean?
Teenagery.
Yeah, very teenagery.
Of the era when we read Twilight.
Yeah, and that is the age when I first read it, so I feel like that's why the first time I really did enjoy it. But yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it's okay, there are still parts of it that I really do like, but yeah, it's okay. I gave it, I still gave it 4 stars I think on Goodreads, but
nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, yeah. And because I know the first time that I did read it, I really did enjoy it. I think first time I read it, I gave it 5 stars.
Oh, so, demotion.
Yeah. So to knock a star off, at least.
We did say you are kind with your stars.
Exactly.
So the next book I read this month was 50 Shades Free by E.L. James. So panty, so panty. I know a lot of ladies pant over this book. I did not enjoy this book. I gave this book a 1 out of 5 stars. My god. This book took me so long to read. I tried again and again because I felt the need to finish it because I'm like completionist like that and kill me. This book is a cycle and it's so annoying. It goes, they have sex, then they argue about stuff, usually the sex, or the fact that neither of them are normal human beings that understand how a relationship works, and then they have some huge romantic gesture and everyone forgets about it, and then they have sex again, and then they argue, and then there's another romantic gesture. That is this book. The characters are garbage people that just don't make sensible decisions. 1 out of 5 stars. Please save yourselves. Don't ever read this series.
Oh, Ruby, so cute. The 4th book I read this month was the second one in the Hush Hush series, which is Crescendo. I mean, this is worse than the first. It's not. It went down a bit. I gave it 3 stars. Oh, rude. And it's just like the characters are just like, mate, come on now, grow up. Like, honestly, some of the decisions, like in the one you were just talking about, like, it's like, what are you playing at? Like, what is going through your head right now? Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, come on. You just know that. Rude, you're so distracted. I can't think properly when she's here. She melts my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what I remember, the series gets okay again. Well, I'm hoping anyway. But I've still got the other 2 to read, so we shall see.
Are you trying to punish yourself like I was?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna happen. But yeah, Crescendo, my 4th book.
I know, I should have done. So mean. So mean.
Oh.
Say, how dare you? Exactly.
I didn't even
Okay.
She's as soft as anything, by the way.
Yeah, literally.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So the last book I read this month was Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I absolutely adored this book. It was just amazing. I don't read contemporaries that often because they're not really my genre of choice at all, but this book was so sweet and so funny. Writing style was beautiful, and I just like felt for the characters in there, and even though they're like teenagers and I'm 24, so I'm well out of the teenage picture, I could relate to them still on some level. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna get you to read this one because it didn't. I flew through it. It was done in under a day. It was just such a great book. If you've not read this book yet, then you really need to get your hands on it.
She's gonna sneeze. Oh.
Don't sneeze on us. Don't do it. So this was our May wrap up. We haven't read a horrendous amount of books. We haven't flown through them, but for us,
yeah, I think for us, you know, this is one of the reasons as to why we did start this channel, isn't it? Was to get us back into the reading scene again, and it has helped. Like I feel so much more motivated to read, and I've really just enjoyed the fact that I enjoy it again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice to just be able to talk about it and sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I've almost doubled what I read earlier in the year in this 1 month.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to meet my Goodreads target now, which I'm happy about, now that I'm, you know, getting a bit of a trend going. So, but yeah, it's been, you know, I've enjoyed the books. Well, most of the books that I've read this month.
Don't sneeze on me?
Rude, you're such an oddball.
So if you like this video, leave us a comment, like, subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff. And we will see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Say bye, Rube. Don't go. You gotta say bye.